tottenham flow. Pure koi, singing from the stands. Pure kois, everybody raise your hands. Pure kois, pure kois.
Hey guys, welcome to Pure Coys and welcome back to the Nige and Chonk Show. It's been a while since we've done one of these. So long, in fact, that I lost all the title music, all the title screens. So I had to make one quickly for this evening. But anyway, kind of managed to do it. I'll do it better for the next one. How you doing, Chonky, mate? How's it going?
I'm good. I've mellowed out of it from the celebrations, and I had a haircut which is too short, but it's better than being too long. As I can just let it grow a bit. I don't know.
It looks good, mate. It looks good. I had a haircut today as well. You wouldn't notice it because it's so dark now, but
Yeah,
I did.
sorry, Dad.
I'm thinking about getting it. I very nearly said just shave it all off. Literally, just shave it all off.
No, you can pull it off because you pulled it off before. I thought your skin didn't look that bad. I mean, I don't really remember it.
But I mean, like totally, like bald.
Totally bald.
Totally bald. I was nearly wet. I thought with a beard I could rock it, but you know, I bottled it.
You've got to keep the beard. You have to keep the beard.
Oh yeah, if I lost the beard as well, I'd look like an alien.
You'll be clinging on that to dear life when you cut that off.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, before we start, please do us a solid. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Mate, let's get into it because we haven't spoken since that fateful night when I got to be honest, you called me straight after the game. You seemed quite upset in a good way.
I was, yeah.
And it put a lump in my throat. I got to say, it was a night, wasn't it? It was a night.
It was
sad that we couldn't watch it together. And
I know. You know what's annoying is I could have come down. I thought I couldn't because I wouldn't make it for my lecture. But I remembered I have a lecture on Friday, not Thursday, and I had nothing on the Thursday. So I could have come down after my lecture and made it. But it's fine because I went to this pub in Leicester called the Woolly Green, and I was the only Tottenham fan in there, and there was about 80 United fans. There was a social that night because Wednesday night's a social night, and it was the entire lacrosse team apparently because I was talking to a couple of them, poshos, and they all had United tops on. I was sat in the beer garden. I was the only one in white. Everyone else is in red. I went with my housemates as well, but they don't really follow football too much, so it wasn't really like they were supporting me much. They sometimes just joke about and say like "Common United," but when the goal went in, I had to celebrate something like this, and then I just went, "Sorry guys, didn't see you there." Sat back down as a joke, and then I got a bit of stick, but like friendly stick. And when that final whistle went, literally, they probably left about 20 seconds before the final whistle went. So they all just left because they were like, "I can't deal with it." They all went, and then I was the only one in the beer garden when we won, and I just sat there. I just led there for half an hour, just watching everything. My housemates had already gone home. I walked home on my own. I left the pub, and then outside were two Tottenham fans walking down as it was happening. One of them was from Bangladesh, who travelled from Bangladesh to watch the game with his mates here, with his family and mates here. And we, arm in arm, we ran down our uni campus, De Montfort uni campus, just chatting in Tottenham chats all the way home. And I lost my voice, I'll be honest. So yeah, it's good. You should have gone out, Dad.
So, well, yeah, I did think about it, but the only invite I had was from Pants. He's obviously a United fan.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah, but how cool would that have been if you watched it with him? Brilliant.
Yeah, it ended up it would have been great, but it could have also been really bad. And then, you know, it's one of those things. So you've answered where you watched it, but how did it make you feel finally seeing Spurs win a trophy?
It didn't feel real. I'll be honest. Like it didn't really sink in until because I was pretty drunk. I'll be honest. I was pretty drunk by the time we won the game, and I was that nervous. I'm a really bad drinker, but I had already had about 5 pints during the game because I was literally just stress drinking, just keep on going like that, and I wasn't even feeling it. It was like drinking water because I was so focused on the game. And I got to the end of the game, I looked at the glass, and next to me, like, fucking hell, Jesus Christ. And I stood up. I was like, a bit. And then I basically went straight to sleep when I got back, essentially. I don't know how. I think I just had too much alcohol in my system. But then when I woke up the morning after, I didn't really go through Instagram properly. But when I went through Instagram, TikTok, and all of that, all social media, I even went through Facebook, just, because I could see everything I wanted. And it was just all Tottenham won. I was like, fucking hell, we actually did it. That happened. I didn't dream.
Wasn't a dream.
Woke up and it's still true. It was amazing. I had to call you
good,
straight
how
away.
good. Oh, I appreciate that, mate. How good is it that feel when it's Europa League champions? I mean, I still say European champions because we are.
Yeah, but I wouldn't because we're not. But like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I would probably feel very similar. I say that. I'd still be jumping over the walls if we won the Champions League. But the fact that we won a trophy, and it's still a prestigious one at that, Europa League is not a mugs trophy. Everyone who's in it, once it gets to the knockout stage, takes it seriously. I know we didn't beat some great teams on the way there, but it's all about beating what's in front of you. We got through all the games, and the fact that we were under pressure against a team where all the pundits were saying United are going to win because United have the history, Spurs will bottle it, Spurs can't do it on a big European final, Spurs never win big games. And let's be honest, we didn't play great, right? It was a fact of who played worse. I got my hair cut today, and my barber here is a United fan. I think that's why it got a bit short, because he was just talking about the game and just wasn't really focusing. I was like,
yeah, maybe. Maybe he just thought he'd give you a bad haircut.
Maybe, but no, I can't speak badly about Simon. He's a good man. Yeah, he was just saying, like, it was credit to you, but he said it is the worst game I've ever watched in my life. I was like, yeah, same. I was like, I can't remember one good bit of play from either side, and I watched the whole game just staring at it.
Let's be honest, though. There isn't many finals over the years that you can say, what a game.
No.
Obviously the Liverpool AC Milan game when Liverpool were 3-0 down, come back 3-3. That was a great game. But there's not many Champions League games that are fantastic. The United Bayern Munich game where United won the last couple of minutes with 2 goals wasn't a great game, until the last couple of minutes. And what I enjoyed most about it was just the moments. It's moments in the game that will live forever. Whether it be not even the Johnson goal, the Johnson slide when he obviously the ground was too dry, and but the Van de Ven clearance off the line,
double save.
Sonny and Maddison crying at the end.
Yeah,
it was it's something you might not see again for a while, so make the most of it.
I honestly think we just wanted it more. That's what it came down to. I think United, after a goal down, looked beaten. They looked beaten. Like, they didn't really. Everyone, I keep saying that, like, the stats, right? Obviously, United had like 5 shots on target. We technically didn't have a shot on target, apparently, which, to be fair, I don't really care about. Technically, we did. Technically, probably should have been an own goal. But they didn't really have that many, like, we defended so well in that second half. They couldn't break us down. I mean, they had that header, but all the saves Vicario made, goal line clearance, obviously, but that came from a mistake from Vicario in the first place.
Vicario should have caught the ball, yeah.
But then the other 3 saves he made were pretty routine.
You'd expect them to make.
Yeah,
I thought the save again. I thought the Garnacho save was the best save.
I thought that was the best save as well. Yeah.
I thought the save at the end with Shaw. I think I expected him to save that. If that had gone in, I'd have been disappointed.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? And it papers over quite incredibly poor season. 17th in the Premier League.
Honestly, the Brighton game, I literally could not give a toss about it. When Brighton went 2-1 up, I was like, go on, Brighton, fill your boots. I quite like Brighton. Get a few more.
Fill your boots, get 4 or 5. It's fine.
The only thing I wanted... Yeah. It was... On, no, the only thing I wanted was, like, maybe, like, Solanke to get 1 more so he could hit 10 for the season in the Premier League. That's all I wanted. When we, like... I couldn't care if we lost, like, 6-2. And we lost 4-1 at home to Brighton. No one cares. I could not care. Do you know what I mean?
Weird though. I did care a little bit. I was a bit like, oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, but half of
Drink,
them were hungover,
know.
and no one cared
Yeah,
about.
but come on. How many times have you been out on a Saturday night, got pissed up, and then played next morning, and you've
Not
been
that
fine?
often.
I mean, okay, it's not really
I was
standard, but you
I
know,
was the role model as well. I was, club gaffer
you're
and manager. I used to do everything. I could not go out Saturday night. I'd always be fucking working at Nando's anyway, so it never happened. But
yeah,
yeah, I know what you
Nando's.
mean. I know what you mean, but I just think, and also Brighton had something riding on that game. They actually did.
Brighton are a good side.
And
But
well, yeah,
did you
what
see
Brighton?
the parade on the Friday?
Yes, yeah, of course I did. Yeah,
That's
it's
quite good,
amazing.
wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I expected it to be that good. This is our first trophy in 17 fucking years.
I didn't. I thought there might be like 20,000 now or something.
No, I really
Just
wanted to
didn't know what
go,
to
but
expect. But to 250,000 now.
I really wanted to go, but I was going down to Plymouth that weekend, so
Hmm.
that was a long journey. I wore my Tottenham
Yeah.
top
Okay.
for the night out. Oh, I wore. You know what's funny? They're all coming out of their holes now. They're all coming out of their holes. All the Tottenham fans are coming out of their holes. Yeah, I didn't realise how many Tottenham fans actually live in Leicester. I've been walking around lately, and I was like, oh, there's another one.
Everyone's got a Spurs shirt on.
Yeah, people are wearing their Spurs shirts everywhere. It's brilliant. They're loving it. I hadn't seen many United shirts, to be honest.
No,
That's
they're in
what happened.
hiding.
It's because
They're in
no
hiding.
one can take the piss at the moment. It's our moment
No.
where we can enjoy not getting the piss taken out of us. Because if anyone does, we can just say, "Wore a trophy." That's all we have to
Can
say.
I tell you something quite funny?
No, go
Quite
on.
funny without you rolling your eyes, because I got a feeling you might. So,
Okay, this would be good.
so I started talking to this lady a couple
Okay,
of days ago,
yeah,
and we've been getting on really good.
it's good.
Texting lots, and on like a dating app. And then we swapped numbers this evening, and we're chatting away and sort of like, yeah, it's arranged to meet. And then she's like, what are you up to this evening? And I said, I'm going to do a podcast with my son. And she goes, oh, what's it about? I'll go, it's about football. I can kind of hear you running away now. And she goes, oh, no, I love football. And she goes, who do you support? She goes, don't say Spurs. And I'm like, oh, I'm like, okay, look, I am a Spurs fan, but, and, um, and yeah, she goes, oh, I support Man United. I'm like, oh, they won it. Well, it's a good final. They were unlucky. And she blocked me. She blocked me.
Seriously.
I'm like, brilliant, 2 days. Yeah. So
Oh, she
I'm
fuck her.
feeling the pain still, feeling the pain from a defeat. It is what it is. It's worth it because we won a
Yeah, it's not
trophy.
working. We don't want to get a United fan anyway. God, Jesus,
No.
we
So
done
here's a question for you, mate.
that. Go on,
Your player of the season. I think it's quite a
Brennan
hard one
Johnson.
because I don't think anyone's
Brennan
who
Johnson.
Johnson.
Brennan Johnson. I'm sorry. I know he's not a great player in terms of technicality, and he doesn't get you off your seat. But the 18 goals he scored this season, the 18th, the most important one, won us our first trophy. It has to be Brennan Johnson. I can't name anyone else really stood out. I'll be honest. Like who has?
No,
Defensively, we've been a
no,
nightmare.
I'd probably agree with that, but for a totally different reason. I'd give it to Ben Johnson, not Ben Johnson. I give it to Johnson just for the celebration at the parade when he's absolutely
Yeah,
wankered and
you
on
see
the
them
thing.
trying to
It's like,
drag him away.
he wouldn't leave, would he?
Yeah,
Wouldn't leave the stage.
the guy was getting annoyed at him. You could tell because he was
Yeah,
wankered, and
he
yeah,
started
I guess
walking
they
away
got
and
to
he'd
say,
come back.
yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah, he loves it.
Yeah,
Absolutely loves it.
I'd give him,
Um,
I'd give him
yeah,
fairly as well.
I just think there's no one else you can really give it to. I mean, we've had some decent performers. Bergval's been really, really good. But most of our, I mean, a lot of our senior players have been out injured for months, so it's kind of like can't really give it to I can't really give it to Van de Ven because he's not played half the season. Even though whenever he's played, he's been always plays well. But Brennan Johnson's been there most of the time, and he's got our most goals in the Prem. I think he's got the most goal involvements this season in the team, and he scored the win in the Europa League final. He I had a feeling he'd score because he started, and I know he wouldn't play, but I knew he'd play pretty shit. But he just managed to scam a goal. He always does it, and no one's complaining because
No, he's a bit
not
of a
every
cult
player can
hero.
do. We always clown him for how like he's a poor winger in terms of beating a man. You don't trust. Once he gets the ball, you're like, okay, he's not going to beat his man. He's probably just going to go back. But whenever you see him score a goal, most of the time he's there. And you're just like, how does he do it all the time? He has a knack.
What I mean,
And that run,
gets
that
in the
run,
positions.
that run that he made to get to that, no one else would have fucking made it. He's the only one who makes that run, and he got the goal.
Right, it's the same with the polo ball over the top, isn't it? That Madison's always running onto.
Yes.
You know, no one else makes that Madison run, and no one else makes that Johnson run. So listen, again, I've said before, I said it a million times. Johnson doesn't get me off my seat, but he scores goals, and like you say, he's probably got the most important goal in Tottenham's recent history. It's just a pity it wasn't a bit cleaner, but you know, they all count.
I mean,
They all
it's
count.
funny how that goal happened. I mean, I knew creating chances would be a problem in this game because we had Sarr, Bentancur, Basuma as our three, but it was Pape Sarr's ball into the box, and he wasn't even a good ball. He just beat the first man and just managed to stumble in.
And his interception as well, because if you look at it from the start, he intercepted Bruno Fernandes' pass. So big shout out to Sarr, who a lot of people didn't want in the team, but he was a big reason why we got over the line.
Yeah, I mean,
here's another question.
Those three midfield did their jobs. I mean, it was never going to be, once we went 1-0 up, we were never going to go for the jugular because we just didn't have we did not have the capacity. We didn't. If we had Madison on the pitch or Son fully fit, maybe even Kulu, I think we could have gone for another. But the fact that we knew we wouldn't be able to create much because, I mean, those three, the creativity between them
let's be honest,
is not high.
We did have one big chance in the second half that didn't even go down as a chance. It was massive when I think that was Sarr breaking again, wasn't it? Was it Sarr breaking?
It was
I can't
no,
remember. It was Solanke's first touch.
No, yes, Solanke's first touch was so bad, and it was a 2-on-1. I was like, oh god, we could wrap it up here. It just fucking yeah. We forget about that. That was a great chance as well. It's like, did you watch the Conference League final yesterday?
Oh, I was gutted for Betis. Gutted.
Yeah, but once Chelsea brought on Colwill and
Reece James,
Sancho and Reece James, I was like, yeah, they're going to wipe the floor because
once they got one,
once they had one, they were going to just run away with it, and they fully deserved it. There was no doubt about that.
I like that winger though. Betis had the one who scored.
Yeah, the Moroccan winger. Yeah, he was good. He scored a good goal. He was always beaten, but then again, he was beating Gusto, who was honestly a terrible defender. I don't know why he started over Reece James. It didn't make any sense because once Reece James came on, it was just a completely different game.
Didn't get a look at. Yeah, but he went off then, didn't he? He was injured second half. Shouldn't really come back out. So here's a question. Let's get it done because there's a question that's going round, doing the rounds. Thoughts on Ange? Stay or still go?
I think stay. I do think stay. I do think he should stay. I'm sorry. He's the first manager in 17 years to win a trophy with Tottenham. You know how many managers we've had who haven't been able to crack it. Mourinho wasn't able to crack it. You know, Conte wasn't able to crack it. Poch wasn't able to crack it. I mean, Nuno played like Nuno didn't really count, and Nuno was actually a good manager to be fair, so we kind of missed out on that. Well, he plays dull, boring football, but I guess it works.
So does Ange at the moment.
Oh, I didn't care. Who gave a fuck?
No, I didn't care for that fight. So you think Ange should stay?
The reason why I think he should stay is because he put all his eggs in what he released. The greatest quote, one of the greatest quotes in the history of football. He said, I think it was after what game was it after? It was really early on in the season. He said, at the start of the season, I usually win things. But then he changed it to, I always win things my second year. This was early on in the season where, one, we were playing crap, and two, with Tottenham. No one expects us to win anything. He came out with that. He kept on backing himself up the whole season. And we were like, okay, if he wins, this is the greatest quote of all time. And he only goes and wins it. And you can tell everyone loves him now. The players love him. The fans are loving him at the moment. It's because he knew how important that trophy was. And as well, I think if you keep him, if he does shit, it's kind of like United with Ten Hag. It's very, I think it's not as similar as that. but it does have similarity with it because Ten Hag won that FA Cup, which is massive for United, obviously. It's massive for anyone, but it's a big trophy. And he was kept in the job. And then obviously they sacked him midway in like October. I think it was after we beat them? 3-0? It was it's near around Octoberish time, wasn't it? October, November time. First half of the season.
Could have been, yeah.
Yeah. I think give him, first half of next season, just see what he does. If he's got the players playing again, because you've got to give Ange some credit. In fact, that he's won us a trophy and he put all his eggs in one basket and it worked. You got to remember our league form. I don't really care about league form last 2 months. I don't really think it represents how the team's going to be, personally, because we weren't taking it seriously. I mean, we had kids.
I can't take that on board.
No,
I struggle to understand that. I struggle to understand how we can not take games seriously. Yeah, Ange is the first one to go out and say to Tottenham fans, where's your mentality when Spurs want to lose to Man City to stop Arsenal winning the league? Yeah, he's quite happily coming out and saying, we chucked the league. Which, worked because we won the cup. But what if we hadn't won the cup?
There's a difference, though. There's a difference. I'm really glad Son missed against City because that means we might have gone in the Champions League, and that meant we wouldn't go in the Europa League. We wouldn't have won the Champions League. So technically, that winning, that save against that.
That is true. Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it's the butterfly effect is so funny, isn't it? It's so funny.
Great, yeah. Butterfly effect. I like it. That's a good name for the title.
But that was different because we had Champions League riding on it. If we won against City, we would have gotten the Champions League. We would have gotten Champions League. Yeah, we would have. So, there was something riding on that game. We were very close to Champions League qualification. So I kind of get it, and because the last 2 months, I don't even think we could get in the top half. So who cares? Do you know what I mean? Especially the last 5 games of the season.
No, I get it. Listen, I get it. I get it. I'm not happy with it. I'd still like Ange to go, but I'm kind of resigned to the fact that he's staying. I'm okay with it. I'm at peace with it. He's going to be here next season. I'm not happy about it. I'd like to see someone else. My concern is that we start badly, he gets sacked, and then we've wasted the summer and we're going to find it. But it is what it is. Listen, we've just got to dine out on that trophy for a while. But what I want, and I don't know whether you feel the same, is I want more now.
Yeah.
Seeing that, I want to see more of that. Whether it's an FA Cup, whether it's a League Cup. We're not going to win Champions League. Super Cup would be nice. But I just want to see some more trophies. But it's August, isn't it? We might have some new players by then. Maddison will be back. Who knows? Who knows, mate? Who knows? Maddison back, Kulu back, maybe. All our players back, a few new signings.
Maybe.
You know?
I don't see it.
Who knows? We could win 2 cups in a couple of months and then that's it. Then we'll no,
and then Ange's got statue. So what's happening? Here's a question.
Imagine Ange with a statue at White Hart Lane.
Here's a question, though. Here's a question. If Ange next season, let's say finishes on the 9th outside Europe, but he wins an FA Cup, does he deserve like a fucking statue? He's won 2 trophies in 3 years. I mean, who's done that for Tottenham since you were a kid?
Birkinshaw. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Keith Birkinshaw.
Yeah. When was that? How long ago was that?
81, 82, 84.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he wins the FA Cup next season, he could get a fucking statue outside the ground.
I mean, there's a lot of fans that saying they would take 15th in an FA Cup next season.
Yeah.
Because they just want trophies. I'd like us. I ain't got a problem with us finishing 8th or 9th if we won an FA Cup. But I don't want another season of losing more than we win.
I do agree. I feel like we became so numb to it. We became so numb to the losses. Like it was.
Yeah.
And we were lucky that the relegation side was so bad that we could just kind of be like, oh, whatever, the league's done.
We're also quite lucky that we faced, without sounding rude, pretty crap in the Europa League. Teams we faced were not great, let's face it.
No.
I mean, Frankfurt were probably the best, and they didn't turn up against us at their place. Bodo Glimt, they had their run in. Once they got to us, I think they were done. always expected us to beat them regardless. And then United, we'd already beaten 3 times already this season. Probably the worst United ever that I can remember since the early 80s.
Yeah,
So,
and AZ as well, round
but
16.
like you say, you can only beat what's in front of you, and we've done that. So let's look ahead.
Yeah,
What positions would you like Spurs to improve on next season? Give me three. Give me three positions, and then I'll go with the next question on signings.
centre
Just want
forward,
positions for now. Centre
centre
forward,
forward,
okay.
box to box midfielder. Oh, box to box midfielder was so good. Oh my god! If we got like if we had
We'll talk about who in it. We'll talk about who in a minute. I just want to know
yeah,
what positions.
centre half. I think they're just the centre back, centre mid, forward. Maybe winger probably a winger actually as well. Maybe 4 of those. Yeah, I don't really think.
I'd go
Maybe a
for.
fullback as well. Maybe a left or right sided fullback because then we have more cover. Because I feel like we have no depth. We don't have any depth. It's fucking embarrassing. I mean, we have yeah.
Well, and now we're in Champions League. We're going to need that depth,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, we
So
will.
suddenly, it's more important that we sign some good players, and like
Again, we
not just
now
1 or 2. We need 4 or 5.
yeah, we have more of a pool now. We have more of a pool back in the Champions League. That stadium deserves Champions League. It's fucking huge. It needs it. It needs European nights. We're gonna get a lot more money from that, which means players more likely to come to Spurs. Hopefully, we get more money to spend on it. How much money did you get for winning the Europa League? Probably
Don't
quite a
know.
fucking lot.
I don't
Just
know actually. I need to look it up.
You know what's funny?
No,
You know what I love seeing on if you go on Google and search up the Premier League table, it shows you like who's in Champions League, and you don't see who's in Champions League until you get to 17, but it's Tottenham, and it's so funny. I actually love it. I think it's absolute comedy that we finished that low, but we've got in the Champions League.
let me see.
It, it
What's the
reminds you when
prize money? 8.6 million.
but that doesn't include actually getting into the Champions League, like the money we
No,
get.
that's just for winning. That's just for winning the Europa League.
Yeah,
But yeah, Champions League now. If we can get out of the group stages or the league format, then we're going to make a fair chunk of money. But
I think the
let's
league
hope.
format does help us. I think personally.
Well, let's hope. Leave. My worry is okay. Here's my concern: is that Postecoglou struggled this season to juggle a couple of tournaments. He had to chuck the league for the Europa League. So we're in the Champions League now. That's a level up from the Premier League even. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of signings going to be needed. Also, hopefully, we're not too unlucky with injuries. That's a big thing. I know injuries are obviously part of the game. We're going to get players out injured next season, but let's hope it's just not as bloody much as it was this season because this season was horrendous, especially through winter, where we had literally like 10
yeah,
players who were fit and above 17 years old. I mean, that's just embarrassing for
again,
Tottenham.
again, this is Ange. This is why Ange has got to improve. And the fact if he's here
Yeah,
next season and say we sign 5 players,
yeah,
I like at least 3 of them to be walking into that first team. And
yeah, I
if we
agree.
can do that, Ange then has to manage the squad and not just play the same team regardless every week
Yeah,
until they get injured, and then we're in trouble. So
yeah.
let's see what he does, and then let's have this question. Give me 3 realistic signings. So what you said positions, but what kind of players do you want?
Sane,
Bear
straight
in
off the
mind,
bat, we should get him.
Sane.
Sane,
You should, yeah,
100%. 100%
yeah.
Sane. He might be a bit washed up now. Apparently, a lot of Bayern. He doesn't get a lot of game time at Bayern. He's not that good anymore. But I know he's still a good player. And I think
It's
if we
better than
break
what we got, isn't it?
he won't be that expensive either. Get Sane in because
Well,
he'd
it's a
go
free
straight to the
transfer,
team.
isn't it? It's a
Free
free
transfer.
transfer, isn't it? I think so. He's going on a free, is he?
It
We might
makes
have 1 year
it
left, I don't
makes
know.
so much sense to get him. He goes straight into the team for one because he's better than what we have.
Yeah, he can't be a free transfer, I guess, if Bayern Munich are offering him to us. But
Yeah,
obviously, they still owe us from Kane,
yeah,
some of the
exactly.
Kane money, so we'd get him for nothing, I would
Yeah,
think.
get Sane in. Box to box midfielder is a bit tricky because no one really comes to mind. in terms of who we could realistically get. You know, because box. I was just thinking, if we had a Declan Rice in our team, oh my god, the team would be so much better. I mean, I look at him at Arsenal, I'm so jealous they have him because he's such a good player.
See, I would go for seems we're like scamming Bayern for their players. Send Tell back because Tell's not up to it for me. Get Sane
He's
in.
young. He's 19 years old, to be fair.
Yeah, and
So
he might be good in a couple of years, but he's not what we need now. We got
no,
enough youngsters. We got Odebear, we got
more.
Mikey Moore, we got Yang. So send Tell back, get in Sane, get in Polinia, because he's not getting in the
Yeah,
Bayern side. He could be
yeah,
our
no, I
number
like that.
6. And then we just need a striker, like a 20 goal a season. And then Solanke can be the second striker.
Yeah, or play 2. Never know. Just experiment. Fuck it.
Because you would think Richarlison's probably going to leave.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I mean, he'll go on a high. You know, I respected him. He's always tried. He wasn't great for us, but he always had an impact. He always tried. You know.
He played quite well in the final, to be honest, until he got
Yeah,
booked.
he was a cult hero at Everton. I think he's going to be a bit of a cult hero for us as well. He's one of those fans just love him. Doesn't hit great numbers, but always gives us all for the badge. Dies for it. You know, shit house. Fans are going to love him for that. So, yeah,
He is nice, isn't he?
I'd wish him well. 100% wish him well if he goes. And if we get a bit of money for him, let's say 30 million, I'll take that.
Right.
I'll take 30 million from Charleston. No, we bought him for 65, but you know, his price always going to go down. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the last question, I kind of already answered it, but let's do it again. What are you expecting next season from Tottenham?
I think we're going to kick on. I think we're not going to finish high. We're not going to finish in the top 5. I think we'll probably finish 7th, something like that. Hopefully 7th or 8th, maybe. We might not get Europe next season, but it's going to be a whole lot better than this season. That's for sure. I think it can't really get, in terms of league,
Get any worse when we go down.
It literally can't get worse. We can't get relegated. I mean, I'm sorry, but the teams coming up, you know, they haven't got a chance. I think they'll go straight back down again. There's a real problem in the Premier League now because the teams
come up? Leeds,
Burnley, Sunderland.
Burnley, like the dullest team in the world. They're so boring, aren't they?
I'm so happy Sunderland came up. I'm so happy.
I don't want Sheffield United coming up.
Yeah, they'll probably go straight back down, but I'm so happy they won in the final minute in the playoff. And they're a proper club. Yeah. They're a proper Premier League club.
Yeah, they're a big team.
They're a big team.
It's annoying. It's annoying because I just feel from the Championship every couple of years it seems to be Leeds, Sheffield United, Norwich, or Burnley. Sheffield United, Burnley, Norwich, and it always seems to be the same side. So it's nice to have.
Well, that's because of the parachute payments and the fact that I guarantee next season Ipswich might come straight back up. Southampton might come straight back up. Leicester have a points deduction next season probably, so they might not come straight back up. Sheffield United had a points deduction this season and they still finished in the top 3. So
Leicester not got Vardy next season either.
Leicester haven't got Vardy, but yeah, that's true. But they should not be in the Championship. They've got far too much money. They'll probably come back up. Maybe not next season, but definitely the season after. They're too big of a team now. I mean, you got to remember they won the Premier League they won the FA Cup 5 years ago. They were in the Europa League. They were 2 points off Champions League like 3 or 4 seasons ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is why we cannot take things for granted. You know, great that we won Europa League, but we were poor this season. It's a concern. 17th is not something to be like, oh well, never mind.
22 losses.
That was bad.
22 losses in 38
games. That's why I want to hand out still.
It was the worst Premier League season ever, I think, wasn't it? Worst Premier League season ever?
Yeah.
One of the
lowest points ever.
Lowest points ever from a side that... Wait, no, lowest points ever. And we're the only side to have 22 losses and not be relegated. That was a fun fact. I was like, fuck it.
Record home defeats in the Premier League.
10. Yeah, we had what? We had 10 home defeats at 17. That is... How many fucking games do we win? How many games do we win at home? Like 4?
6, I think. 6 games at home. No, we played 19 at home, didn't we? It's just 38.
Oh yeah, why did I say 17? Fucking idiot.
I don't know, mate.
Yeah.
You're not studying maths, are you? So it's all
No,
right.
fucking hell, don't worry about it. We only had 5 draws season. Well, we had 11 wins, 5 draws, 22. Jesus Christ, I mean, that's
Yeah.
worrying. When you add up the wins and
Yeah.
draws and they're less than the losses, 6 less, you know you're in a bit of bother.
I said before the season started that I think we would win as many as we lost. I didn't think we'd draw many, but I thought we might win 16, lose 16, and
Yeah.
then draw the odd 3 or 4. But to have lost 22 is crazy. But
Just shows how
we are
good the Premier
European champions.
Everyone's been saying how the Premier League's been a bit boring and it has been a bit boring because the relegation was decided ages ago and the league was decided ages ago. But it's because
Luckily for us,
so good because the teams coming up can't cope, so they're always going to come down. And that little huddle, that top half huddle, got Brentford, Fulham, Brighton, Bournemouth, Palace. They won the
What?
FA Cup. I mean, these teams
Forest,
are good now. Forest, Forest. These teams,
Forest, good side, good players.
yeah, they used to be down the bottom, and now they've all of a sudden pulled away. And you're thinking, who's gonna? This is why people coming up, Sunderland,
That's
Leeds, and Burnley. Who are they trying to catch? Who? Technically, they're trying to catch us.
They're
We
trying to
finished
catch
17th,
Tottenham.
but we're in the
They're
fucking
trying to
Champions
catch
League.
Tottenham, West Ham.
West Ham, West Ham are a pretty big team now. You've got to give it to them. They've got really good players. All of West Ham's starting 11 walk into every single promoted team starting lineup, every single one.
Oh yeah,
Wolves as well. Wolves have quality. I mean, they're selling Cunha. That might screw them over a bit.
Wolves.
But they've
Yeah.
still got
That's
good players. They've got like 2 Champions League winners in their side. Like, it's crazy. And the team's coming up. They're like, fucking hell, what are we going to do? Are they going to cope? I think this is a problem, really. I think the promoted team just don't have a chance. Because I just don't see
no,
they can catch.
you've got to by hook or by crook stay in the Premier League somehow for a couple of
Not
years, even if
like
you finish
Forest did it.
17th for 2 years, like
But yeah,
Forest did.
Forest broke
And
the
then
rules and then managed to.
yeah,
Forest broke
but
the rules. And
they got
then.
paid for it, didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. But they're not complaining now, are they? And then Fulham. The only team who's done it without like loads of cash injection is Brentford. They're the only team who've done it. That's because they were just a selling club. They get these like what Brighton did it as well. They buy like the unknown prodigies and then just sell them for profit, and then kept on making money so they could spend money on players. Because half of that team, I mean, half of Brentford's team, I mean, I know most of it's changed now, but like it's not like they buy top quality players all the time. They just been lucky with the players they got. And they got Visser and Mbuemo, who would walk into most sides in the Premier League.
Be interesting to see what happens this summer, wasn't it? So Buemo's definitely going.
Mbuemo's got to go, yeah. And Visser.
Everyone's all around him.
Yeah.
Sadly, Tottenham probably won't get him, but
No, we won't.
I'd love Mbuemo in Tottenham. I think he'd be brilliant.
I think Visser's better player, personally.
Do you?
Yeah, I think he's quality. I think he's just a goal getter.
Yeah, I'd like him as well. Don't get me wrong. Where's he play? Does he play out front or does he play off the left?
He's like a second striker. It's like he's a bit of a free roam out front. Mind you, when we played Brentford, they were dog shit, which was funny. But
Yeah, we got a bit of a sign over Brentford over the last couple of years, which is nice.
I don't like Brentford. I think their fans are just intolerable. You weren't in the stadium with me. Oh my god! It's like they were chatting, like they were actually being like they weren't taking the piss here. They were saying like Archie Gray, "Oh, should have come to Brentford. We're a bigger club than Tottenham. Look at us in the league." I was actually there, like, mate, what are they on about?
What's the trouble? It's what
They've had a
fans
couple of
believe
seasons in
this
the Premier League, and they think they're giving it the big one. It's oh my god. Brentford have never won a major trophy in their history. That's a fact.
No, and isn't that just a good thing that fans your age and maybe slightly younger who wouldn't know Tottenham's history are always like, well, Spurs have never won a trophy. Nah,
It's so funny. Yeah, there's so much brain
changes.
dead people because of the punchline. Spurs never win anything. They're literally like Spurs have literally never won anything. I'm like, well, they have. Just before we were thinking about football, And it's like it's like the Villa fans who go on about the Big Six. I'm like, oh mate, good like honestly, it pisses me off so much because they were in the championship for like 4 seasons. They haven't won anything since like 1998, and they were going at us for our trophy drought. But they won the Champions League in the 80s when none of them were born, so they're automatically bigger than Tottenham. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm sorry, really pisses me off. And they always go on about, we have one more major trophy than you, but then they're not counting our Community Shields, but they're counting theirs. So it doesn't really make sense. When we count everything, we have 2 more than them now, which is quite funny. We've got 1 more than them. 2 more, not 1 more.
Weirdly, one of their Community Shields was one that they shared with us because we drew.
Oh,
But that's by the by. Anyway, mate, we will knock it on the head. We've been going 40 minutes.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean that against Villa. I have a mate who's a Villa fan. I don't really talk to Jacob too much at the moment, but I know he's mentioned it to me in the past. I just thought about it and I thought, oh god.
Listen, yeah. Villa need taking down a peg or two. They're a good side, but
great side. Hard done by, very hard done by on Sunday as well.
Oh, that was terrible. That was terrible. But
I don't blame them for being pissed off. It was a joke.
Right. But they still would have had to hold on, and who knows? United still might have scored another couple. But we will leave it there, mate. Thank you for joining me.
No worries.
And guys, if you're watching this still, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Chasing down 1,000, getting there slowly, but any help would be much appreciated. Again, thanks for joining me, son. Love you loads, mate.
Love you too.
And
take care of yourself. I'll see you soon. See you in a week or so.
See you in a couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. See you later.
Bye bye.